Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in this video, you can watch your star sign forecast for the week July 14th to July 20th, 2025. And if you happen to be interested in a personal reading, you can always go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below, and you are seeing it onto your displays right now. And have a look at my very front page, all the list of my services and also their pricing. Now, with that said, let's jump right away to your forecast. This reading is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and also Scorpio rising. And if so happens that you are born under the Scorpio sign, then you can take from the reading the stuff that are going to happen to you through the week. But if your moon is in Scorpio, then you can take from the reading how you're going to feel going through the week. And if your rising sign is Scorpio, then you can take from the reading what is going to be the best way to literally handle stuff around. So watching for all three, I kind of should give you a pretty good idea what week you are going to have ahead of you. So with that said, the first card here of your week, Scorpio, represents the topic and the environment. We have Five of Cups. Not a great start by a large margin here. Now it does look like that this week is going to deliver some disappointment, even at some cases some senses of loss, usually triggered by recent choices that we have taken. And I'm saying we because that concerns me as well. I am a Scorpio sun, and this is going to cause a lot of doubt whether we have done the right thing, okay, whether we have taken the right job, whether we have acted correctly toward a friend of ours, whether we, for example, broken our relationship, whether that was a correct choice, right, that we did. Because the wave of disappointment or the negative consequences of these choices and these actions are going to be the subject of that particular week. So obviously, the less relevant subject of your life that decision or that action concerned, the less the disappointment and the less the sense of loss. But I do have a news for you, for us, Scorpio. Five of Cups always, and I mean always, refers to the right choices, to the right difficult decisions. You may have decided, for example, to stay at your job or to stay in your relationship, and you may bear some kind of I don't know, negative thoughts about it right now, whether you did the right choice or not. Yes, you did. So you just have to remember, that is the key to the Five of Cups. You need to remember that there is a lot of good into it, a lot of good into what you decide to keep or what you decide to walk away from, depending on, again, your choice. And that is described here into the Five of Cups. Through the cups, you know, that person is focused on the three spilled cups on the ground, ignorant to the two already that it is still staying upwards, retaining their content. And the path that he is walking ultimately leads him to the destination he desires, right? So again, you have done the right thing. It was an inevitable crisis, let's put it that way, that you went through. And now you do have the sour taste of it, which is completely fine. It's going to pass away because these are a temporary disappointments or a partial losses that you are experiencing here. So what is going to work against us? In this week, it is the Two of Wands. Now, not a very good card as well, because that kind of shows hindering progress in terms of that the accomplishments that we have achieved thus far, okay, are gonna start slowing down, or the improvement of those accomplishments is going to start slowing down through the Two of Wands in a negative position. And we may stumble and wonder, you know, what we're doing wrong, why things are not developing. We are putting so much effort and work into our affairs, but things are not working out very well for us, at least not for the duration of that particular week. And the worst with the Two of Wands, it is that we may not gonna have a we will not gonna not may but we will not gonna have a clue how exactly to improve, at least at that current stage. The third card is going to show us the recipe. But what is important here to be said with the Two of Wands is that sometimes there are more than just one light that shines for us into the darkness, and maybe now it's time to think of a new direction or some kind of a new additional for example, qualification or some kind of an additional hobby, some kind of an additional skill, something like that when the Two of Wands is into the second position. The third one stands for what is going to help us, and it supplements the second card into how to overcome it with the Eight of Swords. Okay, Eight of Swords. That card shows that we are, oh my god, I hate saying it, but the card shows that we are restricting ourselves in so many ways. And what is going to help us is tearing down those boundaries. And into my courses, into the people that are taking my tarot classes, I'm always giving an example. Now imagine that there is someone that you like so much. You are literally so into that girl or so into that guy, regardless, but they are smokers. And you can't stand smokers. I mean, you just say vow to yourself that you are not gonna date smokers, or you vow to yourself, for example, that you're not gonna date a people with children, and that guy or that girl, you are so into them, they have a child from a past marriage, and that is a restriction which will deprive you of experiencing a good relationship, of experiencing good love. So these limitations that we have bestowed upon ourselves going through that particular week is going to be an opportunity for us to overcome them, and this is going to soften up the blow from the disappointment that we're going to experience going through the week. And not just only that, but it will allow us to expand on our arsenal, how to be successful and how to be happy, how to feel in generally a more and more successful. And the final card here describes how things are going to end, or rather like how the week, I'm sorry, is going to end. We do have the Chariot card at that position. This is the wrap up, literally. So that card there shows that we are going to mobilize big time, okay? And I don't know how to put it into words here, but literally these odds throughout the week that are stacked against us, this is going to be the moment where we triumph over them. So depending on what you are going through in this particular week, will define how the Chariot card manifests. But long story short here, that is a triumph against the disappointment, against the sorrow, the triumph over the formidable foe or a formidable task that had been given to us, the triumph over seemingly indomitable suffering, if you will, or indomitable, again, task. But long story short, by the end of the week, we are now going to start seeing wishful results. So the results that we are wishing to accomplish, and that will cause of us being very, very proud of ourselves. And not to mention just, or rather like, might I add, that will be completely thanks to us. What I mean is that there will be no one else involved in all that development, that triumph at the end. And that's why from another point of view is that we're going to see that, you know what, we are going to be just fine if we are left on our own, or if we are on our own at that particular point. And again, the pride and the ego are going to increase. But long story short, it's a week of triumph, a very, very big triumph that we are starting here at the start, seeing no way forward. And we are ending the week with breaking through the wall, if it has to, with punches. So that said, Scorpio, that was our weekly reading. Hopefully you do enjoyed it and you do liked it. And if you did, you can subscribe for the channel. That is, if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment on the video as well if you feel so. And if you think that this video can help someone you know, you can share it with them as well. Other than that, hopefully we're going to see each other next time. And until then, bye.